I did a video recently that seems to have gone viral about the coastal road and the 150 meters setback the federal government is insisting on. In that video, I showed that most buildings are already being marked on the right side of the coastal road. And that triggered a lot of comments. But some interesting comments that I saw had to do with this. You see, that video focused on the importance of getting professionals involved in every real estate transaction. But people in the comment section came at me saying that there was nothing like the coastal road initially and it's a realignment and all of that. But before we go any further, let's listen to the Surveyor General of the Federation.
You have a of a land, it doesn't mean you have the land. Because the land use act makes it clear. Where you are bringing in an infrastructure, from the middle of this infrastructure, 150 meters to that side, now belongs to the federal government, except where the president gives a waiver. Ditto for the other side.
So as you can see, that's the Surveyor General of the Federation reiterating the 150 meter setback from the median of the coastal road. Now, to those that say, even if you got professionals involved before buying land around that area, there's no way they would have known about this because it's a realignment. Now, I don't want to get into the whole realignment issue, but for those of you that live around the Lekki to Ajah axis, I want you to cast your mind back and correct me if I am wrong in the comment section. Do you remember when the Lagos state government was taking down all the roundabouts on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway? Cast your mind back. We used to drive through the back roads. Those roads we are calling them the beach road. And the general sentiment back then was, if the government can do this beach road, it would alleviate the traffic situation on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. That beach road we used to drive on back then is where the coastal road is currently situated. In other words, that road had always been planned to be developed. Whether developed by the state government or developed by the federal government, it was always going to get developed. Now, if it was going to get developed, let's even say it was the state government that came up to develop that road, would you not give them their setback? Now, the Land Use Act states that it should be 100 meters setback. So that's for you to go and ask the Surveyor General where the 150 meters setback is. But I also do remember that the initial reports were that the government wanted 500 meters setback from the ocean. And that probably has been reduced to 150 meters setback on both sides of the road. But the point being that that road had always been in existence and had always been planned for development as a beach road, as an alternative to the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. And if you had gotten professionals involved before buying properties around there, a good surveyor with a good engineer would have estimated the width of the road and advised on how far back you should go. 100 meters according to the Land Use Act. They probably would have even advised you that, for good measure, give the government 105, 110, or even 120 meter setback so that you don't get into problems. But now the government is saying 150 meters. Probably the residents around there can band together and have a meeting with the government to reduce it to 100 meters, if that would work. If you go to Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, I believe it was last year, we did a podcast on it actually at the Square Meter Stories. And the Lagos state government had come up on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway saying their right of way extends to 94 meters from the median of the road. So 94 meters is supposed to be the setback, but you already have structures, permanent, temporal, on that right of way. Now, tomorrow, when the Lagos state government starts tearing down all those structures and saying, this is our right of way, people will start shouting that nobody would have known. But if you had professionals involved, you would have known. So let's stop all these things trying to make the government look like the bad guy all the time. Yes, they have their issues, they have their faults. But you, on your part, do your own part and get professionals involved in every real estate transactions. Pay them. Pay your realtor, pay your surveyor, pay your engineers, and pay them the monies that are due them so that your assets can be well protected.